Hey everyone, today the disciples go fishing again. After all this, Jesus himself appeared to the disciples by the Sea of Tiberias and revealed himself like this. Simon Peter told them, "I'm going fishing." And they said, "We'll go with you." And they went out and got in the boat, but that night they caught nothing. Early in the morning, Jesus stood on the beach, but the disciples didn't realize it was Jesus. And Jesus said to them, "Boys, you don't have any fish, do you?" "No," they answered. He said to them, "Cast your net on the right side of the boat, and you'll find some." And when they did, there were so many fish that they couldn't haul the net in. The disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It's the Lord." And when Simon Peter heard it was the Lord, he put on some clothes because he wasn't dressed, and he jumped into the sea. And the other disciples came in the boat, dragging the net full of fish, since they weren't far from the shore, only about 100 yards off. Jesus said to them, "Come, have breakfast." Now, none of the disciples dared to scrutinize him by asking, "Who are you?" because they knew it was the Lord. So what do you do after a life-changing event? Whether that event was good or bad or a bit of both, well, what's next? Well, eventually, you kind of go back to normal, or at least you try to. And so that's what Peter's doing here. Peter knows fishing, and so he goes back to fishing. He goes back to what's comfortable. The problem, though, is you can never really go home again. You can't go back to the way that things were. Right? For Peter, fishing isn't working, even though that's supposed to be his work. And then some guy on the beach is calling them boys and commenting on their skills. Now, this miraculous catch of fish here, it happens at the end in John's gospel. It happens at the beginning in Luke's gospel. Again, is this a situation where John has moved it? Is it something that happens twice? I don't know. Either way, I think it's interesting. It makes for a great moment of realization for Peter and the disciples to know that, oh, this is Jesus. And so if Christ is risen and is still alive, and if we have a connection to him, well, he's not going to just let us go, especially if Christ has given us a mission. Maybe you're in this what now kind of place. I know I am, and I feel like I've been there for years now. And maybe there's some stuff that you don't want to deal with. We'll talk about Peter's denial in their conversation next time. But if Christ is living and active, there is no going back. There may be a new normal, but even finding that will probably be a journey. It certainly was for Peter, if you go from here. So, life may not be the same if we are truly following Christ, but maybe that's not as bad as we think.